I'm getting showered by flowers. And welcome back. It's Quipz here. We're back with another episode of Quipz Creates. We have a pretty jam-packed episode planned today. There's a lot of cleanup work that I want to get done, specifically within this Oasis area. But in order to do that, I'm going to need a lot more moss. So our first order of business is going to be plopping down a moss farm over here. Before I could build the moss farm, I had to gather a lot of materials. First up, 195 iron for hoppers. But wait, Quipz, you don't even have an iron farm. Yeah, I know. So I had to go old school and hit the mines. While I was down there, I ran into some slimes, and since I'd eventually need slime blocks, I went ahead and threw together these very questionable spawning platforms. Back on the surface, next up, honey blocks. But I had a problem. No bees. So I started growing birch trees, hoping one of them would spawn a beehive. Then, it was time to head to the nether. Luckily, there was a lava pool nearby, in the desert, so I got a portal set up quick. I just needed enough quartz to craft the observers and comparators. Then I was good to go. Alright, and now it's time to break ground on this new moss farm. I have the two corners marked out, and we're going to be digging down in the form of a time lapse. Hit it! Now that the hole is dug, we're ready to put this moss farm together. But before we do that, I'm going to get into some specifics. I found this farm on the TMC catalog Discord, and it's designed by @NativeMoss. It's called the Chromoss Farm, and it produces about 20,000 moss blocks per hour and 80 bone meal. I think that's on top of the bone meal that it provides back to the farm. So we're ready to put this thing together. We're going to hit another time lapse. We just put our finishing touches on the moss farm, and now we're going to throw in bone meal and a lava bucket in this dispenser here. And I think we're ready to turn it on. Drum roll, please. Let's go! We did it! It's actually beautiful, guys. It works. I love this design, like, a lot. It actually works so well. This should start filling up with moss. Now, the problem is we're gonna get a lot of moss. I need to make some more hoppers and put these into chests on this side, but we did it. Working moss farm, let's go. So now that we have our newfound mossy inheritance, we can do a little bit more terraforming, which I'm very happy about. We built this smaller oasis pool over here. We have the big one here. We'll have an even bigger one over here. I dug this out. Readers! But I'm working on like little stones and things to kind of blend the area a little bit better, make it feel a little bit more natural. These birch could be like sandy stones, sandstone. Readers. Also, take a look at this stupid bee. So stupid, this bee. It's stuck for eternity. It's never gonna get out. I think it's a fun little detail. But something new I learned. We got these sandstone tops. Now, how do you do that? Well, spoiler. Kaboom! We did it. stair upside down, gives you the sandstone texture. So this will be great for pathways, and I could add some like birch buttons and stuff to kind of act as like little rocks kicked up in the sand. But this is going to be primarily with some of the mud kind of thrown into, primarily going to be used for pathways. So I'm very happy about this discovery. I did not know that was a thing before. Through the window and to bed. I did not know that was a thing before. So now we're making some progress. Time to sleep. Okay. What do you think of horse? We got new horse. It's a fast one, which is nice. I went way that way to another plains biome. There's badlands over there, so I'm gonna mess around with some terracotta and stuff later. Way that way. It's like maybe 2,000 blocks, something. But yeah, we're gonna do a little bit more terraforming, and then I'll check back in with you guys. We're about halfway through the episode now. If you guys are enjoying the content, it would mean a lot to me if you'd leave a like or subscribe, so I can keep making videos like this. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest. Future Quipz out. We made a ton of progress during that terraforming segment, and I'm going to take a quick little stroll and talk to you guys about it. I think these stones came out really good. I know they're not like anything super huge, but I think they add a lot to the area, even just like the color contrast between the gray and the rest of the colors over here. Like they pop out enough to add interest, but not too much to kind of pull you out of the immersion of the area. I love the pathway. I think these paths are like super awesome. I know that's like not very descriptive, but they feel like somebody actually traveled on them, which is something that just the plain sand doesn't really give off as much. Coming over here to this pool, I think even just adding an extra oasis pool to the area, we'll take a little aerial view too. It adds a lot of, it adds more life to the desert. It's probably the best way to put it. If we look over the sandy expanse this way, it's very bland. You have the cactuses and stuff, and I know eventually there's going to be the sandy bushes when I update, and the cactus flowers and stuff to add more color. But what we're working with over here, it's not super lush. So these pools really help a lot. These cattails, I think I don't know who built them first. Probably pulled them from Scar. Just watching Hermitcraft and stuff, but they add so much to just this little pool. A lot of verticality that this one doesn't really have as much of. I mean, you get the too tall in here, but with these maybe by the shore, it'll add a lot more life to the area too. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this. I think it came out very well. I'm going to do some resource gathering, and we got a build that we're going to pop down up here. I think you guys are going to love it. It's going to be huge. It's actually probably the biggest thing we will have built in this world, so it's gonna be fun. Are we ready for the grand reveal? I know I'm ready for the grand reveal. I don't know about you, but we're gonna go take a look. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Our new little village skyline. I like the height of this one. I think it stayed true to the style that we're kind of building within here. And there's a lot of cool angles to look at this one at. This angle here is probably my favorite. It sort of climbs up all the way to this top tower. So I think this side probably has the most visual interest. The front is also pretty interesting. We're gonna get a little closer and talk about it. But this front angle is pretty interesting as well, because we have these two towers here that are going up with this thing. I don't know what this was supposed to be, but antenna or something. I love the rope like banister with the hanging flags and stuff. I think that's probably one of my favorite details that I'm trying to keep with all these builds. So this one has it, and this one has it to some effect. So I think it adds a lot of detail, and it's pretty easy. Although I don't have very much wool, and I keep going back to those sheep in the plains biome. So I think maybe the next thing I do is bring some sheep over here and do a little sheep farm somewhere. But yeah, I think this turned out super well. I'm gonna take a look at the back. I guess we're gonna go into the TD camera. Here's the side angle. Here is the back. I could definitely add a bit more detail to the back. It's a little bland. But here is this side angle. I do like the curvature over here. It makes the building feel a little skinnier on this side, but much wider on the front. Yeah, I just think it's super cool. I was super happy with it. I wanted like leaves growing out of it to feel like it was overgrown. I don't know if they're a little too thick, but it kind of makes sense for our moss farm to be in here. I do want to put like signage saying like moss. Maybe it could be like a mossy shop or something. So I don't know if I could do like maybe like a billboard coming off the side instead of this window here, but I'll figure that out between episodes, and we'll see what other details I can add to this. But yeah, I'm super happy with how this came out. I'm super happy with this episode, and we're gonna call it there. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you on the Quipz side. Bye-bye!